Hey guys, welcome to the channel here today for some more update on the transfer market, where we're going to talk about Kylian Mbappé and PSG, Manchester City, Barcelona and Bernardo Silva, Vitor, Roque, and also we're going to talk about Kane, Tottenham and Bayern Munich. So guys, stick around and let's go. So guys, what is the situation with Kylian Mbappé? In the past few hours, PSG they come up with an offer to extend Mbappe's contract until 2025. His current contract is running until 2024, but the player, he said no, he has no intention to renew his contract. He has no intention to extend his contract until 2025. So he has a contract until 2024. He will stick to that contract, nothing more. And we know that the player, he's still out of the squad. He has not participated in the preseason tour in Japan. And actually, he's still training the side. He's not part of the squad. And they want to sort out that situation because PSG, they are really in a difficult situation. They don't want to lose the player for free in 1 year. So that will be the case. Actually, they were expecting Real Madrid to make an offer for Mbappé, but that is not the case. Madrid, they are not in a hurry to do such thing. They can still wait until 2025 to get the player for free. So that's the situation. And Mbappé, he has said back in June that he wants it to fulfill his contract. At the end of his contract, he will decide what he's going to do. So that's the situation with PSG and Kylian Mbappé. So guys, before we move to the next point, I will ask you a little favor. So if you do enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. So guys, if we do indeed move to the next point, we are going to talk about Bernardo Silva and Manchester City. In the past few hours, Manchester City, they mentioned to Barcelona, they noticed to Barcelona that they have no intention to let Bernardo Silva leave the club this summer. And they are even preparing to propose Bernardo Silva another contract extension with a higher salary. So that's the situation. They don't want to negotiate with any club. They said the same thing to PSG and they have said the same thing to Barcelona. They don't want to let Bernardo Silva leave because we know they have already lost players like Gundogan, who is very important to the club. He was very important to Guardiola's team. And now losing Bernardo Silva will be very, very difficult for them. And the situation is very simple. Back in on Saturday, Guardiola mentioned the fact that any club that wants to have Bernardo have to come to they have to come to Manchester and then negotiate to get the player. But the situation is very simple. Manchester City, they has noticed to those clubs that they have no intention to let the player leave the club. So that's it with Bernardo Silva. So talking about Barcelona, in the past few hours, we have heard news that were coming out of the media that the player may join the club earlier than expected. We know that we were expecting that the player is join the club in summer 2024 or January. But now the situation has changed with the Ousmane Dembele exit. The club, they want to get the player earlier than expected. But the situation is very clear. It's very simple. His current club, actually, Atletico Paranaense, they are competing for the Copa Libertadores, and they are a little bit in a disadvantaged situation. But they want to have the player until January so that the player can help them to qualify for the next Copa Libertadores for the next season. So that's the situation. And they have notified that to Barcelona, and they want to keep the player into January so that in January the player can join the club. But the situation is that Barcelona, actually, they do want to get the player this summer. His agent Enrique said that Vitor Roque might join Barcelona this summer. So the situation is very clear. He might join the club this summer or January. His club, Atletico Paranaense, they don't want to let him go right now because that will affect them really badly. So that's why they want to keep the player at least until January. So in January, he may join the club at the end of the season in Brazil. We know that in South America, the season ends around in December, and then the next season will start. Is a little bit different from Europe. It's not the same. So guys, the situation is very simple with Vitor. Okay, he might join the club this summer, but the situation is that his current club, Atletico Paranaense, they want to keep him at least until January 2024. So that is the case. So guys, talking about Barcelona also, we know that actually they are working on some exits, and the case of Clement Lenglet is coming up lately. So we had news that Barcelona, they may start negotiation with Tottenham next week. So next week they can start the negotiation. This Monday, maybe after the Gamper, they will start negotiating with Tottenham to get to let the player leave. And we have heard also news that were coming out of the press, the Italian press, that Napoli were interested in the player, but we don't know actually yet if it's a real interest or just rumors that were coming out of the news. So that's it with Clement Lenglet. We are still waiting. His priority has always been Tottenham because he has received offer from Saudi Arabia, but he don't want to go. He doesn't want to go there. So that's the situation. He's waiting for Tottenham. His priority has always been Tottenham. So that's it. And guys, if we do indeed move to the next point, that is Harry Kane. His situation is very complicated. We know that Levy is a little bit complicated with his negotiation style. He has no intention to negotiate with Bayern Munich. On Friday, Bayern Munich gave him a deadline so that he will decide. He'll have to decide, but Levy, he said nothing. So he's still playing the clock, and we are going to wait and see what is going to happen between Bayern Munich, Tottenham and Harry Kane. Harry Kane, he do want the move. He wants the move. He wants to go to Bayern Munich. He wants to join a club where he can win titles. But the situation actually with Tottenham is that the player, they don't want to lose him. They don't want to lose him. They don't want to let him go. They want him to stay at the club. And that's the situation. It's a little bit complicated because the player, he do wants to leave the club. He wants to join Tottenham, Bayern Munich, sorry. So that's the situation. Bayern Munich, they have to wait and see what Levy is going to decide to do, if he is willing to negotiate with Bayern Munich to sell them the player. And we are going to wait and see what will be the future of Harry Kane. So guys, a quick one on Mohammed Kudus. Mohammed Kudus, a Ghanaian player. He is playing actually right now at Ajax. Ajax has reached an agreement with Brighton. He's going to join the club. And now they are waiting to see what is going to happen on player side. If they can find an agreement on personal terms, Brighton will negotiate with the player. And we are going to wait and see if Kudus is going to join the club. He is very talented. We have seen him last season with Ajax. He is very good. And this is the case with Kudus. 40 million. That was the agreement. That is the agreement between Ajax and Brighton. So the player, they are waiting to see if the player, he can agree with the club on personal terms. So that's the case. So guys, we have covered all the topic that we mentioned in the previously. So Tottenham to Bayern Munich, we have to wait. Bernardo Silva situation, Manchester City position is very complicated. They don't want to let the player leave. Kylian Mbappé and PSG is still something that we have to keep an eye on it. And also Vitor, Roque to Barcelona. So guys, let me know your thoughts on the comment down below. What you think of Kylian Mbappé situation, Bernardo Silva, and also all the other topic, Vitor, Roque to Barcelona, and as well Harry Kane. So guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.